I never hung out at auto accidents.
It wasn't necessarily hanging out at the auto accident. It was just seizing
You
the
saw
opportunity.
it.
It's all about timing, Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you know that, Najee? I don't think she's going out with you. This is your daughter.
Yes.
What am I missing here?
You're missing the fact that I raised her to pay her bills. She's out of my life as far as I'm concerned.
What? For a sandwich?
When plaintiff Treshawn Bell woke up to discover her car damaged, the defendant offered to help. But when offers of help turned to late-night phone calls, she decided to sue. The defendant, DeAndre Gillette, claims he tried to be her knight in shining armor, but denies ever hitting her car.
Please raise your right hands. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yep. Case number 11 on the docket. You got Bell versus Gillette.
Okay, thanks. And what do I have here? The plaintiff, Ms. Bell?
Yes.
You are suing the defendant, Mr. Gillette, in the amount of $250 for breach of contract.
Correct.
What is your case?
On November 24th, 2018,
Yeah.
a neighbor was sitting in his vehicle directly next to mine when he heard the defendant and his girlfriend get into an altercation outside.
Where did this happen? On the road someplace?
No,
or?
in my apartment complex, in a parking lot.
So you didn't even know when it happened?
No,
You
no.
were upstairs and your car's being parked
Yeah.
at an...
I'm asleep, and I receive a phone call.
Your car's been hit, yeah.
Yes. So I rushed outside to see
Yeah.
the vehicle, and that's when the defendant pulled back up and said, "Is this your vehicle?" And I said, "Yes, it is, and it it's been damaged." And he said, "Okay, I apologize. I do agree to pay you for the damages." I didn't want to get the police involved or the insurance company and stuff, and I could just tell no one, everybody don't just have money like that. So I was being generous and said we can settle for $500.
Do we have pictures of what the
Yes.
damage was so I can
Yes.
get an idea what kind of damage we're really looking at here? On the back right,
Bumper.
somebody bumped into you.
When the defendant was, I guess when he pulled back out, he bumped into my vehicle from when he was getting into
Oh,
altercation.
I see.
So then he agreed to pay for the $500.
Yes.
We exchanged contact informations. So then I tried to reach out to him. I didn't get a response. He didn't answer the phone.
Oh.
I then went to his girlfriend's house.
Answer the phone plenty of times.
I'll get you, I promise.
I then went to his girlfriend's house to see if he had been there because I couldn't get in contact with anyone.
Yeah.
She then gave me the same number that he gave me. I couldn't reach him.
the right number,
So
obviously.
then I seen him at the liquor store. That's when I approached him and said, "Hey, it's been weeks. Can I get my money?
Yes.
What's going on? My car is messed up."
So what did he
He gave me $100.
He gave you 100?
Yes.
Okay.
So then I wrote up, I said, "I'm gonna write up an agreement. So every time you pay me, you can sign it." And here's the agreement that I wrote up around January. So this happened in November. Around January is
Yeah.
when I got him to come to the library, meet me, and he gave me another $150.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then
now he's paid you back $250.
Right. So then
and here is let me just look at this contract. Mr. Gillette here hit my Ford Focus, okay? And he has agreed to set up a payment arrangement for car damage. Both of you, I assume, signed this. Okay, so this is not in dispute. And it says $500 owed. All right, so I assume you're here because you want the other $250
Correct.
paid. Okay.
It was maybe sometime in the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, he sends me a text, like a flirtatious text message.
Oh, so you had the feeling like maybe he's hitting on you
Right,
or whatever.
yeah, correct. So then I said, "No, you can't even, why would I want to even talk to you? Can I even pay me $250?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is strictly business.
And so you filed suit to get the rest of the money.
Right, so I went down to small claims, and that's
Okay,
why I'm
here we
why
go.
I'm here.
Mr. Gillette,
How
what's
you
the
doing?
deal?
I never hit her car. I seen the person who hit her car. They pulled off. When they pulled off, I had came back to the scene because I didn't want her to just be in distraught about
Oh,
what
so you
happened.
you're saying you weren't the one that hit her car?
No, I didn't hit her car.
So why would you agree to pay
Okay,
for this?
okay, I'm going to give you.
Tell you the story, Your Honor. So when
Yeah.
I came, I seen her car. I seen somebody who hit it. I seen them peel off, and then I seen her come outside. So I told myself this would be a perfect opportunity to put my big boy cape on and try to go over there and ease my way in.
Okay, you're saying You didn't hit her car. You saw the commotion. You saw her. You were attracted to her.
Yeah, I
so
thought she
you
was
suddenly
nice.
put
I
your
thought
big boy cape
Yeah, I
on
had to tie it up.
and go up and say, hey,
Yeah,
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I thought she was a nice height, nice size for the kids, so I thought that was my opportunity to break the ice.
I remember back in my college days or whatever, if I wanted to meet a young lady, you know, maybe it'd be on campus, maybe it'd be at a nightclub someplace, but I never hung out at auto accidents to hit.
It wasn't
to get
necessarily.
a date.
It wasn't necessarily hanging out at the auto accident. It was just seizing
You
the opportunity.
saw it there. There's the opportunity.
Yeah, I just had to seize the
You
opportunity.
just leave your car there like an ambulance chaser.
You know, you gotta get in where you
No.
fit in.
Wait, so,
It's all about timing, Jerry.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you know that, Najee?
It's all about
I'm
timing.
getting an
sometimes.
education here from both you guys. So on a serious note, you're really saying that you really never did hit her?
No, I did not hit her car.
That you went up to her and you have paid $250
Exactly, and
because you thought
yeah.
this would establish a relationship that one
Exactly.
day she would go out with you.
Hopefully, that was the intention.
Well,
of what I
that
thought.
part I believe that you were hitting on her, including the late night phone call,
Right.
and you agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going out with you.
I'm pretty sure. Hey, I'm pretty sure that's why we here.
Yeah.
I got that hint. That's why I didn't pay
All
her
right.
some money.
By the way, where is this witness that saw the accident?
He couldn't come. I couldn't get him to come.
So I can't use that.
Right.
But this I do know. For your motive, your admitted motive that you were interested in her and you offered to pay $500, which no one here is denying, I'm going to hold you to that promise because you did cause her damage. The damage you caused her by making her believe at the time that you were the one that hit her car, it stopped her, in her mind, from trying to find out who the culprit really was, who she can go after to get compensation for the accident. You denied her by your game playing, in a sense. Not that that was your motive, but you denied her the opportunity of getting restitution for what happened to her. And that caused her damage. So that's negligence. You caused her damage by your behavior. So remaining $250 to the plaintiff.
Thank you. I'm not interested. He cannot even pay me $250. No, I would no way.
I should have been minding my own business and stayed away from trouble situations. What I learned now is to never put your cape on and try to save anyone. Let them get it how they live.
Plaintiff Dominic Silvestro served up a spread of Italian sandwiches and meatballs for the defendant's party, only to get stiffed on the bill. Defendant Lynette Carnignan claims the plaintiff misled her about the cost, and she paid in full.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Afternoon, Judge. Case
Afternoon.
number 9 on the docket. We got Silvestro versus Carnignan.
Well, great, and welcome to court. First, we have the plaintiff here, Mr. Silvestro.
Yes.
You are suing the defendant, Ms. Carnignan?
Correct.
Yes. In the amount of $1,500 for unpaid catering bill.
Correct.
And what is the story here?
Well, Judge, I'm very sorry to be here because this lady over here calls me uncle. I've been a friend of a family for over 60 years.
And you, sir, are...
We've been friends so long, I think we shared the same baby bottle.
Well, okay, so lifelong friends. And how are you related to her?
She's my daughter, and I thought I raised her differently.
Wait a second. You two are best friends.
Yes,
Lifelong friends.
yes,
And this is your daughter.
yes.
And you're standing next to your best friend who is suing your daughter.
That's correct.
What am I missing here?
You're missing the fact that I raised her to pay her bills, and she's not doing it.
Why don't we start with the story here, because I want to know what you're suing her on.
Back in July of last year, she hired my catering business to do a graduation party.
Okay.
She ordered for 120 people, a super sandwich buffet.
You're suing your best friend's daughter, a woman who calls you uncle, because of a sandwich?
Yes,
What is that?
This is the book and the menu and my prices.
Oh, man.
And
right.
here's the original bill.
Yes.
The
That I never
original
saw.
bill.
Okay, so what happened now? You were supplying sandwiches for 120 people for your best friend's daughter's party, and you haven't been paid.
I sent her a bill.
Yes?
3 weeks later.
She didn't pay it.
Did you tell her the price ahead of time?
No,
Why not?
never had to with my customers.
What do you mean?
Because I've done business with this family, the whole family.
Okay, let me hear from her now. I get it.
I planned a graduation party for my son.
Yes.
And typically, my friends and I all get together we had 5 graduation parties this summer.
Yeah.
And we would have done potluck.
Yeah.
And I blew this across my father and told my dad what we were planning on doing. He said, absolutely not, you're gonna hire Dominic. And I said, Dad, I can't afford to hire Dominic.
Okay, so you knew he was fairly expensive.
It didn't matter, I could not afford to hire him. I was on a fixed income and there was no way I could afford it.
Got it.
So my father said, please, just call and find out. So I said, fine. So I talked to his son-in-law,
Yes.
who actually pretty much runs the business now. And I said, well, I need a price. I can't do anything until I get
Right.
a price.
Did he give you a price?
He did not give me a
He
price.
did not give you a
He
price.
did not give me a price.
How many times did you try to get a price?
3
from him?
times.
3 times you asked? On
Yes.
different days?
Different days.
Excuse me, that's not true, Your Honor. She tried once to get a price. I told her, don't worry about it. I will help you with this. I'll talk to
That is
Dominic.
false. So 3 times, and then I went to my dad, and I said, they're not getting back to me. I need to know a price. So
So
then
what did your dad say then?
my father then called over there and found out what I was told was I had to pay the waitress $100 in cash.
I raised her differently,
Yeah.
and she didn't follow my rules.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was told,
She doesn't lie.
Yeah, right.
so I was told that I had to pay $100 each
Yes.
to the waitress and the gentleman preparing the food.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, you know, for $200, all right, I'll do that. And it was based on 75 people, by the way. It was not based on 120 people. And also, he changed the date on that one, because that one said that was the actual date of the party, but I did not get that for 3 weeks after the party. And then this statement says 100 people,
You did then get the statement for $1,500.
3 weeks after the party.
What you're saying is that you knew you couldn't pay that kind of money.
Right. But had I known, they also supplied meatballs. I did not ask for meatballs, and I'm sorry, but his sauce is gross. When we go to a function of the family, we eat
okay.
beforehand.
Your Honor, please.
You can insult many things. Don't ever insult the meatballs.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's pretty hard for me to believe, meeting the 3 of you, who I believe are really nice people with good values, that you would come in here and she would boldly make up a story.
Oh, yes,
that
she would.
That's how you raised her?
No, that's not how I raised her. That's my problem.
Oh.
My problem is that whenever I gave her a command to do something, she did the opposite from the time she was a teenager. She's very stubborn.
And that has to do with...
Unfortunately, she has all my bad habits, none of the good ones,
Which are?
which are to pay your bills,
Okay.
pick out the right kind of
So-
guy to marry.
She is saying that she wouldn't have hired you to provide the sandwiches if she knew it was money that she couldn't afford. So at least in her mind, she believed you had encouraged her to get from him, and you said to her, I'll talk to him.
I told her personally, call Uncle Dominic after she got the bill and talk to him and tell him, set something up. She wouldn't do it. She never called him.
Did you
No.
ever call him?
I did not.
If you didn't call him, then how were you going to find out what the price is?
No, he's
No,
talking
she
about
had the
after
bill.
the party.
Oh, after the party.
bill came in.
After the party, she had the
Well,
bill.
it's a little late then.
Well, what's it late for? He wasn't giving her time. She could have taken 4 years to pay the bill, but she had to call him to set up some kind of a payment plan.
This is just an observation I'm having. You will live your lives as you do. So this is said with total respect. You two have been friends, best of friends, 60, 65 years. And your best friend in life has a daughter. You have a successful business. I can't imagine, particularly, this isn't for survival on your part. This is, I got this real successful business. I make good money. The people in the neighborhood love me. How important is it to sue your best friend's daughter to get $1,500 back for some sandwiches that probably made you considerably less to make. You're a businessman. You make it at a profit. Is it worth it?
Number one, I did not make any money on this job.
Okay.
Number two, I was disrespected
That's the main
How
problem.
did she disrespect you?
By not
by
calling.
not communicating.
But I was disrespected by not being told a price.
She contacted him one time
You
when she made
don't
the
know
order.
that. You're not with her every minute.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm in there with her enough, and I also talked to his son-in-law.
This is her son's graduation. How do you think forget yourselves for a moment. Everyone forget yourself. You got a high school kid who's graduating. Congratulations.
And went into the Navy.
And he went into Navy to serve our country. And we are grown-ups arguing here over who's going to pay for the sandwiches.
Before this party, 7 months before, she was a part of hiring me for a family Christmas party. They hired me for the past 10 years. Never once have I given these people a price until the day of the party.
Wouldn't it be better if you just all walked out of here without a lawsuit? You'll be short, at the end of your lifetime, $1,000.
This money is for my children. I have never pulled a paycheck out of this business in 40 years.
Sometimes it's not that important to be right.
It's not
It's
a
more
question of being
important.
right. It's a question of doing what you're supposed to do and go through life. You set this right now, then figured, oh, I'll just go to court anytime and I'll get rid of every bill I ever get.
Do you honestly believe that if I rule that she doesn't have to pay anything more than the $200 she paid, do you honestly think she's going to go through the rest of her life not paying her bills because she thinks she never has to pay anymore? You don't believe that.
I don't. I absolutely believe it, and I know it for a fact.
Wow.
I am the defendant. I didn't call this to order.
Yeah.
I wasn't suing
Right.
him for I've never sued anybody for anything.
She lost the house that she put into
Thank
my
you.
name, and my credit gone down
Thank
the
you.
drain because of it. She lost the car. She
Thank
lost
you.
an apartment.
Wow.
Thank you.
You want me to add more to it, Your Honor? Because I will.
No, I just want you to look at her and realize she's your daughter.
I love her very much because she's
Then
my daughter.
show it.
I can't show it anymore. In fact, she's out of my life as far as I'm concerned.
What? For a sandwich?
No, you see, you're going with the sandwich. That's what finally brought us here. But there have been many things before that, and they still go on.
Okay.
See? Are you happy?
Oh, this is great.
Yes, I'm happy, but it's not enough.
I'm not asking you if you're happy.
Payback time.
Case dismissed.
For him to say that I'm out of his life forever is just devastating to me, bringing up subjects that weren't needed to be brought up.
She lost my trust completely, and the only way she's going to get it back is she has to earn it. Right now, that's all I have to say.
For me, I'm gonna forgive him. If he's gonna be like that, that's his choice, but it's not mine.